hey, don't mind me, I'm just sending this using my 705. This is my iCom IC-705. And this is my phone running SDR Mobile. This is an app on the iOS store. I don't know if it's available on Android, but check this out. If I connect to my radio, I have the squelch at 30% for a reason, but watch this. If we go to the RX-TX modes, and then go to APRS, and then we enable reception. If there were any APRS stations near me, I would be receiving them right now. I'm making this video. I got to the drop zone, have time to actually make the video, but I'm going to insert a couple of screenshots in here. As I was traveling while I was stuck in traffic, and the glorious Chicago traffic where you're bumper to bumper with your vehicle set to park. Yeah, that kind of glorious, bumper to bumper crap. I was able to send and receive messages to KM4ACK. And just for giggles, let's do a position status. And I have my other radio over there in the front set to the APRS frequency so we can hear it. But we're gonna use my current location and then send a position update. It's you see the squelch on the screen, and you heard it over on the other radio. My beacon went out. Like I said, I already sent KM4ACK a message. I already received a message from KM4ACK. And, I'm not breaking news here, okay? It may seem that way, but N2MAK beat me to the punch. Here's the quick and dirty on how to get this done. We're going to go to the menu of the 705, and we're going to do a WLAN set, and we're going to turn on the WLAN, and then we're going to set the connection type to access point. And once we make the access point happen, right, we have settings for the SSID. It's going to be IC-705 for me. I don't know what yours will be. Wi-Fi password that you set, and an activity timeout. So if you don't get a connection, and here's the most important portion of this: the radio's IP address is set for me to 192.168.50.91. Now that is set up, I can go to my phone and join that wireless network. So you can see I'm already joined there on IC-705, and if I look at the information about it, you'll see that I have an IP address 192.168.59.10. The reason the IP address matters is because once you go into SDR control or SDR mobile, you have to define the radio, and in this case I've defined it as 705-field. I have the IP address of the radio. The default port is 50,001. And I have a username and password that we have to also set up on here, by the way. We have to set up a username and password on the wireless LAN under remote settings, network user, and then we have a username and a password, and we can declare them an administrator or not. Once that's done, I can fill in the blanks over on SDR Mobile and connect to the radio. And now I have full control of the radio, right? I can do HF, VHF, and by the way, the phone acts as the actual headphone and mic. So if I didn't have the squelch turned on here, let me turn off the squelch so you can see. You can hear the static of the frequency. I'm going to turn off the preamp on that. That way we're not seeing a whole lot of static. Once we have the radio connected, we can go to the modes. And this app has FT8, so you can actually do FT8 from your phone to that radio on any FT8 app, frequency. You can do CW, SSTV, APRS, Whisper, and D-Star. In this case, the APRS's feature is new to this application. It's new here in the last month or so. And then once you're there, you have to enable the RX portion, right? If you're not receiving, all the packets can come through in the world and you're not going to decode them. I happen to be in a place where there's almost no other. How about this? I have been trying to hear any APRS station in the area for a while. Yeah, Mike, I know, buddy. Take it easy. Mike, I know, buddy. Really? But if there were APRS traffic, we would see the decode there, and then we would see messages. If we actually got messages direct to us, here's the one I received from KM4ACK, and it says nice. And here's what I sent out to KM4ECK. Hey, don't mind me, I'm just sending this using my 705. If there were bulletins sent over APRS, you would see them there. Let's close that out. And then we have messages, position. I can actually send my position. You already saw that. And then I can send the status. And this, I actually sent this out and while I was in Chicago traffic, and it went out. It got heard. APRS.fi shows it. For me, this is a far better setup for APRS than I have had with any other radio, right? The other radio that I had that did APRS, it was ABCD keyboard, and you had to hunt, and sending and receiving was all on the touchscreen, and that for me sucked. With the app on my phone, at the very least, I can do a voice to text, and as long as I'm within the parameters of an APRS message, it goes out. And that's very nice. Is this application fully done? No, I think it needs a little bit of polish, but the developer, Marcus, I believe is his name, he is very receptive to feedback. So, not a cheap application. I'll put on the screen here how much it is, because I don't know it off the top of my head. I know that I bought it a year or so ago, maybe a little bit longer than that. For what you get out of the application, absolutely, to me, worth it. And I think that given the kind of connectivity that we have right now, where the TNC, if you will, is the radio itself, and we're just addressing it over our network, I can see other applications implementing this as well, and it working. So, be on the lookout for that. And if you see one, just let us know, because, I want to play with other applications besides this one. That's all I have on this one, folks. Catch you on the next one. 7-3.